Hello YouTube, welcome back to my channel. My name is Neo. This set on the screen is what we're going to be working on today. Stay tuned to see how we got this done. So here we're starting off just showing you this client's previous set. She had this for about 3 weeks. It was a little, just tiny bit of growth. This was a really cool, fun summer set, cool vibes, abstract, matte. You can see that the length is nice, the shape is still pretty held up, so she's doing way better in terms of maintaining her nails. But we're gonna go for something a little bit different and bright and fun for summer. So I'm just going to show you a little bit of the removal process. It is pretty much the same in every single situation with a client. If they come in with an acrylic set and there's gel polish design, I go straight in with this 5-in-1 carbide bit. It is from Pana, but you can get them all over the place, like everybody uses them. I turn my e-file up all the way to 35,000 RPM, and as you can see, I've got my Young Nails dust collector down below. In this case, because we aren't changing the acrylic color, I am not filing down like in terms of debulking like I normally would. I am just focusing on removing the design, the previous design, any top coat, and thinning out any areas that I feel like I can replace. In terms of the back of the nail, removing any possible lifting. In this case, it was very minimal. She didn't have very much of it. And around the cuticle and sidewalls, you're gonna see a little bit of that polish still there. I'm gonna go in later with a finer grit bits so that I'm not going in crazy too close to the skin. So that's about getting started like I normally do, spraying her down with some alcohol and using this rubber tipped cuticle pusher just to push the skin back so we can expose that new growth that has come out. This is where we're going to be removing any gel polish that's really close to the skin. You know, so we're not hurting the client with that super aggressive bit at that high speed. I'm going in with this diamond abrasion skiver bit, and just like I mentioned, we are just trying to remove any cuticle that has come through in the time that she had that previous set. I'm not spending a long amount of time there, and it is not very high on my e-file. Also, whenever you're using pointy bits like this on the natural nail, you just want to make sure you keep it as flat as possible to avoid anything like rings of fire. Now I'm going in with this coarse sanding band, and as you can see, I'm going up and down the surface of the actual length of the nail. That's just to make sure that it's nice and smooth. Sometimes when I go in with that 5-in-1 really abrasive bit, I dig a little bit too hard. I create like dents and stuff like that. So I use the sanding band to just smooth out the surface of the previous acrylic so that when I go in, I'm not having to patch up, you know, too much like potholes or anything like that. This is also where in buffing the natural nail, I'm going to remove more of that previous color. Don't worry about that. It will be gone by the time it's, there you go. It will be gone by the time we go in with our new acrylic color. Not new acrylic, but you know, backfilling, refilling, infilling, whatever you call it. And yeah, I'm not spending too much time, again, smoothing the surface of the previous acrylic. We are going in with the same color because it's mostly going to be it is entirely a gel polish design. And yeah, I've got my e-file at the same speed that I had my skiver bit at. It's really slow. I can't tell you. Unfortunately, my e-file doesn't tell me, but I'm using extremely light pressure and just focusing on the natural nail, just removing any excess dead skin. If I also see white flakes of dead skin around the sidewalls, I actually use this bit around there too on the skin. It's not high, so the client isn't likely to get like heat burns or like heat spikes or friction burns, but it just helps to give a nice smooth appearance. So in an effort to just make sure that the client's skin looks good, I'm going in with this diamond abrasion ball bit. I've got the speed up a little bit higher, and I'm only using this on the skin of the client, never on the nail plate. You don't want to cause rings of fire, and the shape will do that. You know, it's a ball. So I'm just cleaning up the sidewalls. You can see I'm using it on the skin. Sometimes if I see like I'm not getting the skin off, you can always just flip your e-file in the backwards direction, or flip the client's hand over and just go in the opposite direction. So if you're going from right to left and the skin's not kind of flaking away, you can flip the client's hand and go from left to right, or flip your e-file as well if it has that option. I will say, guys, that this set is going to be a doozy. It is completely hand designed. It was a complete labor of love, but it came out so fun. So I'm excited for you to see how I got that done. So before we can get to the fun stuff, we have to get into backfilling these nails. It is prime time. I'm going in like I normally do, just a coat of dehydrator. This is just going to help to remove any moisture, oil, anything that's going to hinder our acrylic application. Now I'm going in with the Valentino Super Bond. I love this primer. It works so well. You saw how pretty much no lifting she's experiencing here. So if it ain't broke, I'm not gonna fix it. So the color that we're continuing to use is Dulce de Leche by Valentino. I am using the monomer as well, and as you can see, it is a tiny bead to backfill these nails. They did not grow out significantly in the time. I will be using additional beads to kind of, there you go, patch in anywhere around the sidewalls or anywhere on the nail where I feel like I might have grinded down a little too much, but this acrylic process is not taking long at all, and it isn't the focus of the video, so I'm not going to talk about it too much. Just making sure that cuticle bead doesn't backflow. If it does, use the sharp edge of your brush to kind of sweep away. You don't want that acrylic sitting on the skin because moisture will get underneath it and it'll cause lifting for your client. But just, it's better to work smaller than larger. There you go, you see me removing that product from the skin, and then just patching in the nails wherever I feel like I might have removed excess product in the removal of the design. And as you can see, I'm not spending too much time on that either. So in this video, I'm going to be featuring a few products that I got in a collab with a gel polish company. This is from Nail Reserve. They were formerly called Nail Addict, but they are Nail Reserve now. They did send me some really cool products. We've got this kind of taupey mauve kind of color. We've got this beautiful chunky glitter diamond kind of glitter. This pastel baby blue, which I'm gonna feature heavily on a few nails. This beautiful emerald glitter green. And then we've got this deep kind of forest green. These polishes are fantastic. I'm going to be swatching a few of them for you. You can check that out. This is that emerald green. I do have a discount code. It is on the screen, and I will have it in the description box as well. You can get 50% off. If you click the link, it'll take you straight to the website, and you will automatically have that discount code applied to your cart. But if not, you can always just use my discount code as well. But these colors are super gorgeous. One thing that I will say is I was hella impressed, guys, by the coverage and the thickness of these polishes. One coat and you are done. So I'm going to be using some of those in this design today. So we're done with the acrylic application. It is time to shape and file. I'm going in with this carbide bit. This is a barrel. It is a non-safety, and it is sped up significantly. So, you know, if only I could work this fast, right? I am just smoothing out the surface of the nails, focusing on the sidewall and cuticle area, making sure to seal that in. You don't want it to be touching the skin. There should be a very, very fine separation between the skin, the natural nail, and the enhancement that you're placing. So just doing that, I'm working up the length of the nail from side to side and then cleaning around the side walls as necessary. I like to use my e-file first and then go in with my hand file, but you can do whatever works for you. I'm also not going to show you the entire hand because it's not, I'm sure, what you came here for. If you saw that thumbnail, you saw the nails came out super gorgeous. So I'm just going to get you there as fast as possible. All right, so we're going in with our hand file. This is 100 grit, and just like I always do, at this point, the nails, as you can see, have a really, really good shape. All I'm doing here is making them nice and sharp. So I am supporting the client's nail. Just make sure the longer the nail, and you can see her nails are growing out quite a bit. The longer the nail, the more you want to support when hand filing. I am doing a little bit of surface filing just to make sure that it's nice and smooth. I like that. And then especially with this motion that I like to do on that free edge to get that nice, super sharp square shape, make sure you are squeezing that finger so that the client's nail isn't wobbling up and down because it's extremely, extremely painful and dangerous for them. So that's pretty much it. Just a little bit of hand filing, a little bit of e-filing, and then we'll get to the fun stuff. I'm going in with this buffing block just to etch the surface of the nails. We are going to be doing some significant gel polish design. So I just want to make sure that the nails have a nice little grit on them so that they can hold onto that gel polish, and also to remove any scuffs, scratches, anything like that. Once done and happy, I'm going to spray my client back down with some alcohol and use a manicure brush to clean off any debris and or oil that might be on the nails to get us ready to start. So the vibe for these nails are pop art nails, and we chose a few colors that would kind of be the focal points of these nails, and we just kind of winged it. Honestly, every single nail has a different design. I tried my best to put the clips so that we did one nail at a time just so you can see what's going on and not get confusing. Everything is extremely, extremely sped up, otherwise you'd be here forever. This set took us 4 hours. The acrylic application took about 45 minutes, and then we spent the rest of the time hand painting. It was a labor of love, but as you saw in the thumbnail and as you're going to see in the video, they came out incredibly. Even I was surprised and thrilled at how they came out. So let's just go along for the ride. So the first thing that we're doing is we painted both pinkies this neon highlighter yellow. One of them has kind of like highlight marks in the white, like on this nail, and the other one has a pink exclamation point. The pop art design, I guess, kind of like Andy Warhol, or what's the other guy's name? I don't know, Lichtenstein. It's that outline kind of comic book look where things have the dots in them and everything's outlined in black and the colors are just kind of overlapping one another. That's pretty much what we were going for, and every single nail we were like on Google trying to figure out what to do. So for the first pinky that you saw with the exclamation point, we just added a pink one, added some white highlights, and then outlined everything with black and added a black drop shadow. On this nail, we added those highlights, outlined the nail and those highlights in black, and then they're done. I did have the client curing after every single step. I tell you, it was a labor of love, but we loved it. So on this middle finger, we are going to be doing a mouth with tongue hanging out, and it's going to be like a little bit of a drip. So we started off with this cool kind of turquoise blue color, and these gel liners, when I tell you they are so clutch, I buy them from Amazon. I talk about them all the time on my channel, and they are so freaking handy. I'm using each of the liners to kind of do a sketch. You saw early on that I did a sketch, and then when happy, I filled it in with the red. The client is curing in between every single clip so that the colors are not bleeding together. So I'm filling in with black now, but if you saw, I was adding some kind of like silver dots. That's that beautiful holographic silver that I got from Nail Reserve. It's basically going to be like bubbles in the background. Added the black, we're going to add our tongue, and I just found like it was easier to kind of break down each design into layers instead of trying to draw the entire thing at one time. It's just layers. In terms of making sure that the nails don't come out super bulky, you must work as thin as possible. Don't worry about like coverage. I didn't worry about that. I found that the nail polish colors are pretty pigmented on their own. So don't worry about when you're painting using a lot of product. Use as minimal product as possible so that when you're adding layers and layers, especially with this pop art design, you're not getting chunky nails. And the final step is just to outline everything, add highlights, dots if you want, and then it just kind of comes together. And you saw how this mouth design just kind of happened. It's really hard to explain also because the clips are like super fast, but yeah, that's pretty much it. On this nail, we are keeping the background nude with the Dulce de Leche, and we're going to be featuring one of those beautiful pastel blue colors from Nail Reserve. I will link all of those colors down below, but this color was super cute. She wanted an S on her nail, and I was like, how about we do that old school S that we all drew back in high school when we were bored and when the teacher was just going on and on. Funny that I say that because I'm actually a math teacher and I'm sure the students do that now. But yeah, I'm just using the black polish to kind of sketch, and then I use the dotting tool to draw like black bubbles in the background, and then the color at the bottom of the S is the color from Nail Reserve, and I just mixed in like a turquoise with it to create this other color. So we're basically ombreing our S from this deeper kind of turquoise blue to that light baby blue, and it just came out so cool. Just adding the black outline, we're gonna add some highlights, have the client cure, and this nail is done. It's pretty cool, it has that nice graffiti effect, and the bubbles in the background kind of add something cool to it. I really like this one. She said this one was So this nail is going to be a prime example of making sure to work as thin as possible. So this nail has a pink background, and it's going to basically say LOL on top, like laughing out loud. But I'm going to be adding lots of layers underneath that to give the pop art effect, to really give that layered, multi-dimensional effect. So we started off with the super hot pink polish, making sure that we have beautiful application, not flooding the cuticle and sidewall areas, cleaning my sidewall so that I'm not warping that beautiful shape of the acrylic. Then I went in with a red gel polish and kind of drew some like X shapes, I'm not sure, and made them a little thick. Then I went in with my tiniest dotting tool and added black dots along the entire nail, covering everything. And now I'm drawing this baby pink bubble. So you're going to be able to see the dots through the bubble. Do not add another coat, because that's what I was talking about earlier in terms of like getting a bulky nail. The more layers you have, you're not going to see them in the long run. In the pink bubble, there are also white dots going in a different direction. So it's just about adding lots of dimension, but you want to work as thin as you can so that you're not warping the shape of these nails, right? You can see through that blue area, you can see those white dots, but it's not going to matter at the end, I promise. So I'm going in with my black now. It's super fast, I know, and I'm outlining the pink bubble and those blue star thing. I don't even know, guys, I was winging it, but I did my best. In terms of the LOL, I always find it best to start at the end of the word rather than the beginning of the word. I feel like in your brain, you kind of want the word to come out in the center, but it doesn't. So I always try to start either in the middle or the back of the word and then go from there. So I did it in white first because of all the colors underneath, and then the neon yellow sits perfectly right on top. And as you can see, even though you could before see the black dots through the pink and the white dots through the blue, at this point you get everything that you're looking for. You have all the colors and the dots and the dimension, and it doesn't even matter. Beautiful nail. I don't know that I'm gonna basically describe the rest of the nails for you. That's pretty much how it all went for every single finger. I think this one was my favorite nail. Guys, this was my favorite nail. We were supposed to just do another pink nail, but I don't know how. I grabbed that neon yellow and was just kind of like, let me see if I can ombre these two colors together. And guys, it came out so beautifully. I just took a spare brush I had laying on the table and just kind of whipped back and forth the yellow into the pink and the pink back down to the yellow, and we got this beautiful ombre from hot pink to neon yellow with this cool kind of day glow orange in the middle. Guys, this was my favorite nail. And we ended up doing some cow print cherries on them. Again, sketching with the polish first, not going in and doing anything super perfect. It is best to kind of just wing it and go one step at a time. Again, I'm not going to describe every single nail for you because we will be here forever and I can't talk that fast. I'm a fast talker, but I can't talk that fast. Basically, you want to add lots of layers, work as thin as possible. Everything is getting outlined in black, and add highlights. It will be fun. But yeah, that's pretty much what we're doing. Just enjoy, and definitely pay attention to which nail is your favorite. If you can, just put in the comments which your favorite nail is. This one that we're working on right now is absolutely my favorite nail. It was just so cool and graphic. And I think it was just the ombre because it was just a chance decision. And it worked so well. We decided to make a quick change on the exclamation point nail. The pink that we used was just a little too dark and didn't give that neon color that we were looking for. So we're just going in with a brighter pink, tracing over it, adding the highlight over it. No big deal. Bing, bang, boom. Cure. Moving on. So this nail on this hand is another one that's going to get lots and lots of layers to get that achieved pop art look. I am going to be using a lot of the colors from that Nail Reserve collab as well. So just check this out, see what I'm doing. The client is curing in between every single color or step. It did take a long time, but as you can see, these nails came out so freaking cool. So, you know, just check this out. Oh my goodness, guys. After designing each nail, the last thing that I had to do was just top coat. We are going matte with Matte It from Not Polish. I just feel like when you do designs like this, you have to go matte so that there's no light or flash or shine that is hindering just staring at all of this artwork. I am only doing 4 fingers at a time. I was just worried at how much nail there was and how much design. I didn't want the matte to kind of cure in a weird way, so I did the main 4 fingers and then I did the thumbs second, making sure that the client cures correctly. I was like, put your hand all the way in there, it'll mess up these nails, girl, because I'm gonna send you home if you do. It was definitely a long appointment, but as you can see, these nails came out so freaking cool. I had the client cure for a minute in between each application of top coat, and then we were pretty much done. Once done with the final top coat on that thumb, have the client cure, and this is what the set came out looking like. Oh my gosh, I am so excited about these nails and so proud. I always get nervous around hand designing, but this set has basically proven to me that I can do pretty much anything. They came out super cool and vibrant, and the matte top coat is just the finish that we needed. I love it so much. Go in the comment and tell me which nail is your favorite. Like I mentioned, that ombre with the cow print cherries is mine. It's so freaking cute with the stars and everything too. Thank you so much for watching this one. Like if you like, subscribe for more, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.